of the hour, that's your local weather on the 8th. An amazing Thursday. Hey, let's get it together right here with us on AMHQ. This is June 4th, by the way, in case you keep count of those things. We'll start with a messy morning. From Georgia to Virginia and headed all the way into Washington, D.C., this is a live look at the James River Bridge in Newport News. Well, visibility is already limited. Accidents already happening. Hampton, about 10 minutes away from the shot you're seeing right there. Flash flooding reports in South Carolina. Norfolk, we've had some high water as well. High Plains, lightning. These are from the severe storms that brought this in Casper, Wyoming. Just look and listen. It just goes on and on and on. A severe threat for the High Plains into tomorrow again. And we've got tar ball trouble again. More of California's beautiful beaches polluted by oil. This morning, more beaches closed, oily globs washing ashore. The question is, can we connect this to the spill, and how do we get this mess off our beaches, and how can we stop this from happening, and when will people be responsible with the way they're moving the oil? Okay, we'll get to all that, but let's talk about
something gets to your heart a little bit.
It really just gets me. It drives me crazy, Jim.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the drought. How did we do on the drought monitor?
Really well this week, really well. Especially, I mean, look at Texas. Look at Texas and where we've come. Now, I know it's come with a price, and I'm not taking anything away from that. But, I mean, that is absolutely Texas, Oklahoma, just a couple of spots of abnormally dry. Incredible. Georgia, you're also out of it as well. So Texas down to 1% in moderate drought. 1%. The yellow is abnormally dry. That's the first level of drought that we get. Florida has actually seen a change, as I thought we would, in Jacksonville. Also, up to the Okefenokee Swamp across Georgia. We've seen a little bit of that moderate drought expand there. And remember the rain we got last week from Boston all the way down across New Jersey? Yeah. Look at the changes there. Another area not shown here, Michigan, Ohio, Northwest PA. Huge changes. We had a 20% decrease in the D0 to D2 drought. So nice. Some nice positive changes, Sam, in the drought versus the negative this week.
That's fantastic news. And it was a nice slow rain. Had some flooding problems there, but had some standing water. But, you know, it was good. Better, certainly, the way it happened in New England than in Point South. All right, an upper level low is still parked over the Carolinas this morning. It is just, if you looked at this thing, it's just rotating and rotating, and everything's moving very slowly. How about a three-shot of our beautiful beaches? Corolla, North Carolina, Virginia Beach, Virginia, and Sandy Hook, New Jersey. Hey, Corolla, North Carolina, we're starting our day wet. We're probably going to stay that way for the rest of the day as we head north. We're into some fog around Virginia Beach. A few rumbles of thunder possible there later on today. Virginia Beach, visibility right now is less than a quarter mile. It will take until 10 o'clock this morning to lift your fog. And Sandy Hook, New Jersey, right now, it's fairly dry right now. There's just a little mist that's going to be possible, but Sandy Hook, we're staying cloudy for a good part of the day today. As Jim just pointed out, the U.S. Drought Monitor is releasing some new numbers this morning. This is Drought Monitor Thursday, and so we're always looking, particularly when we've had these rounds of heavy rain, to see if we've made any improvements in the areas that needed water desperately. In New Jersey, the conditions are improving. Only the northernmost part of the state is in moderate drought right now. We've had some very heavy rain across the state in the past few days, and some of that hasn't even tallied in to the new drought monitor. I think it's Tuesday where they shut down collecting for that. So the Weather Channel's Reagan Medji is live in West Caldwell, New Jersey, showing us how to keep our plants lush and green no matter the weather. Even if you got a chilly start and some crispy fingers to get it in the ground this morning, sunshine or warm temperatures will help. Morning, Reagan.
Good morning. Yeah, I know. Get those fingers moving, but we will after my little sound bite I've got here. So we're in a moderate drought here in northern New Jersey. Blame May on it. That's the climatologists say. They say it was a warm May, a dry May, and it ended up putting some stress on business owners, like the business owner here at the Caldwell Nursery, and also on homeowners as well.
It's impacted us that we've had to work harder. May was a warm month, so, you know, things needed water. We couldn't skip watering, so it's been the same routine for us for over 2 months.
Well, our garden was all brown, and actually we had to water, which is something we've never had to do in May before.
Okay, so if you are in northern New Jersey, this is likely what some of your soil might look like. It's a bit dry. What to do? Grab some compost or manure. Add some to that to the soil, makes it nutrient and can also retain some of the moisture. Do it, mix it around until it's a little darker in color. Then you want to add a plant. This is a vinca plant. Basically, it's a summer survivor. It's going to survive the drought and the heat. And then you just do this. Don't you like this? Okay, for those green thumbs out there. Then we deal with this moderate drought. Also, a little reminder, bing, for people. You want to retain the moisture in the soil, right? You got the nutrients in the plant. mulch. You want to get the mulch, you just want to put around the plant like that. Martha Stewart, look out.
Yep.
There we go. For all those green thumbs out there like you. Right, Sam?
Absolutely. And I got to tell you, Reagan Medji, no one does a live shot better and actually puts a plant in the soil properly in less than a minute. Reagan Medji in West Caldwell, New Jersey. Bravo, lady. Bravo. Nicely done. Don't let those chilly mornings stop you from getting everything done. The growing may take a little extra time. Here's Jen with Who's Seeing the Rain. Jen, we had some rain for our morning commute. Who gets it on the way home?
Yeah, we're going to be looking at some rain around for areas. We're going to talk really the region for D.C. as well as down towards the Carolinas. Hello to you, and across parts of the east. I know you're saying we want to see some of that sunshine out there. We want some dry conditions. Well, as we move ahead and we kind of show you what we look outside, we're going to see a lot of clouds, and we're going to be looking at storms out there. And temperatures are also running cool, especially from areas including New England down towards parts of the Carolinas. Well, it looks like we showing you what's coming up on the radar right now, pulling it up. Now here is our low. You can see all that moisture just being shunted in for areas like Norfolk. When you see the darker shades of yellow, that's the heavier rainfall. Now we look across parts of South Carolina. That cell's moved off towards the east, but notice all the lightning as well going with it. That's Beaufort. Now we go up towards Northern Virginia as well as into Williamsburg and Richmond. Norfolk, you're looking at rain right around 295, but kind of the lighter rainfall there. But we're going to keep, as I said, the rains around because look at this upper level low. We have been tracking this all week, and it's been moving so very slow, but it's been pulling in all that moisture, that tropical moisture and connection. As we go ahead through tomorrow, we're going to continue to see some storms out there, but the heavier rainfall is going to be today, and then we're going to start to see it more scattered as we head through tomorrow. We'll break this down for you hour by hour. This is DC at 10 o'clock. You can see really kind of verifying as we're showing you right now. We go through the afternoon. Look at this, mostly in the eastern parts. We'll see this from Ocean City down towards Wilmington, even Charleston. That's 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and then we start to see things fizzling out in the evening hours. And much like tomorrow, we're going to pull in some more rain. But as that low departs, it's going to be across areas like the Carolinas, and then we'll get some of that upslope flow right there for areas including parts of the mountains. So scattered storms for you. And of course, we'll be watching that. But still, we have to watch out for some areas for potentially some flooding problems. Over to you, Sam.
All right, Jen, we'll continue now to shift our look west as the sun moves across the country. So do you. 63 degrees in Long Beach, California right now. Some clouds during the day, that early morning layer. We've got some new oil washing up on California beaches. We'll fill you in.
To you, they're more than just a pet, so protect them with Canine Advantix 2. Its broad spectrum protection kills fleas, ticks, and mosquitoes, too. Canine Advantix 2, for the love of dog.
Subito.
The all-new Fiat 500X crossover. Ooh. Bigger, more powerful, and ready for action.
Doesn't it seem like the wireless world today could use a smile? At Cricket Wireless, we think so. That's why prices for our plans are all in, taxes and fees included. And we've got more 4G LTE coverage nationwide than T-Mobile or Sprint. It's what makes Cricket the happiest place in the whole wireless world.
Quiet! Mom has a headache!
Had a headache, but now I don't. Excedrin is fast.
In fact, for some, relief starts in just 15 minutes. Excedrin.
Wow, that was fast. All of you have been selected not only for your abilities as golfers,
it's shot,
but for your abilities as athletes.
Go! Run!
Alter Course is
epic.
Yes!
It's intense.
I've never played golf like that.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under fair skies. Today, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 87. Chance of rain 40%. Tonight, a stray shower. Friday. Thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 86. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Fat Guys in the Woods. New season starts Sunday on the Weather Channel.
Well, sir, after some serious consideration, I'd like to put in my 15-year notice.
You're quitting?
Technically retiring, sir. With a little help from my State Farm agent, I plan to retire in 15 years.
Wow, you're totally blindsiding me here. Who's going to manage your accounts? This is a devastating blow I was not prepared for.
Well, I'm going to finish packing my things. 15 years will really sneak up on you.
Jennifer will do your exit interview, and Adam made you a cake.
Red velvet.
Oh, thank you.
I made this.
Take charge of your retirement. Talk to a State Farm agent today.
Time to get your hands on a Ryobi. During Ryobi days at the Home Depot, there's new, lower prices and special buys on the tools you need. And because all our 18-volt batteries run every 18-volt tool we've made or ever will make, you're buying into a trusted system of tools that you can build on for a lifetime. Ryobi One Plus, the one system that delivers more. Available only one place, the Home Depot. Now during Ryobi days, get this 4-piece lithium-ion super combo kit for only $129.
10 minutes after the hour right now, look at this morning, a stretch of coastline in Long Beach, California. It's closed because of tar balls washing ashore. Now the beach from first place to 72nd place, it's off limits today. The U.S. Coast Guard has collected samples of the tar balls for testing, but it's unclear where they are coming from. Well, looking live now at Long Beach, where the city, it's activating its community emergency response team to help. CERT members are asked to arrive at 7 a.m. Pacific time to walk the beach and find areas affected by the tar balls. It's unclear how long the beach will remain closed, but really the rush is on to get those off there because that's dangerous for the animals out there too.
And for people, let's talk to the folks who are on the ground right now. So joining us live is Jake Heflin, who heads up the Long Beach Community Emergency Response Team. As Jen just told you, CERT activated now. Jake, working tirelessly to help clean up these beaches. So Jake, good morning. First, let's say hello to you, sir. And then tell me what you're seeing live right now around the Long Beach area.
Good morning. Thank you for reaching out to the Long Beach Fire Department and obviously the Community Emergency Response Team. Certainly this is one of those events that we're trying to make sure that we minimize the impact on not only the community but also on the environment. And utilizing our volunteers is critically essential towards accomplishing that mission.
All right, Jake, how many of the beaches are closed to people right now?
Well, approximately it's about a 4-mile stretch of beach. It runs from, like you said earlier, first place to 72nd place.
Gotcha.
And at this point, we're continuing to get the cleanup operations that will last throughout the rest of the day.
All right, let's talk about the tar balls. How are you guys cleaning them up? And do you think this is going to be a prolonged problem, or is there any way to tell?
Well, I think it will continue to be dependent on whether or not we have an influx of these tar balls or these petroleum-based products washing up on our beach. And so it will be situationally dependent and certainly a dynamic situation based on what we're seeing throughout the day.
Yeah, Jake, can you do me a favor and just make sure that you tweet some pictures out for us so we can keep up with your all's efforts today and find out how that's going, because I know an awful lot of people are going to be interested. It's my opinion that no beach should ever be closed because of something like this. Do you think that the beaches, you guys will get a chance to get a leg up on this by the weekend, that they might be reopened?
Certainly that's the goal. However, I will say that, as far as public safety goes, that's our first and foremost priority.
Sure.
And certainly from that perspective, we want to make sure that we don't expose anyone to any unnecessary risks, certainly from the long-term health effects, not only that, but also the potential to cause localized skin irritation for exposure to these petroleum-based products.
Absolutely, and thank you very much for pointing that out, Jake, because it is, people might think it's not a problem if you touch these or get involved in these or interact with them, but it is, and it could be. So Jake Heflin, thank you so much for Long Beach's emergency response team. I'm sorry that it's something that the community has to deal with, and we'll stay on this story. Here's our 5-day for the area around, and know that, yes, we're dealing with the June gloom, as Crystal likes to point out this morning. In Long Beach, we've got the Clouds already, 63 degrees. We're going up to 69 today. Friday is 70. Sunshine will take until the afternoon to get out. We know that, and there's not a big chance of getting any rain mixed in with all this, and it looks like we're staying on that plan. 79, 81 by the time we get to Sunday and Monday, and hopefully the tar in that area will be cleaned up for the tar balls. And Ritis?
We are keeping an eye on the travel delays out of Nebraska and also out of Wyoming. Do keep an eye if you are headed out in Wyoming. It's really early, but we have a number of road closures because of fog and because of high water. 270 in Torrington, 85 in Lusk. So be aware of that. And we still have airport delays in the Omaha area. Let's start in Nebraska and share with you the sunrise that was shared with us this morning. It's absolutely beautiful. Look at those rosy skies.
After the rain, it was beautiful there.
And let's head now to Minneapolis. They say, Sam, last night's rain cleaned up the city pretty good this morning. Good to know.
What's the name of that city again, Sam?
That was Janet Jackson.
Do it again.
In Escapade, when she goes,
that's what you were doing.
I didn't get that.
And here's a look at North Carolina this morning. You guys have been tracking the rain. This tweeter says an overcast start over by the Black Mountains in North Carolina.
Yeah, Veteran Cemetery right there on Black Mountain. Yeah, just a little gray start to the day right there. The Red River, though, let's shift back into this story, is above major flood stage right now and continues to rise.
Yeah, that's right. And the sheriff in Shreveport, Louisiana, already filling sandbags. He's going to talk to us a little bit later, right after your local on the 8th.
Lowe's presents How to Plan for the Future.
Happy Valentine's Day. Happy birthday. Sorry I forgot our anniversary. Happy Mother's Day.
Now get 2 Majesty Palms for only $16 at Lowe's.
Leave early. Go roam. Sleep in. Sleep out. Stargaze. Dream big. Wander more. Care less. Beat sunrise. Chase sunset. Do it all on us. Get your first month's payment plus 5 years wear and tear coverage. Make the most of summer with Volvo.
You pay your auto insurance premium every month on the dot. You're like the poster child for paying on time. And then one day you tap the bumper of a station wagon. No big deal until your insurance company jacks up your rates. You freak out. What good is having insurance if you get punished for using it? Hey, insurance companies, newsflash. Nobody's perfect.
For drivers with accident forgiveness, Liberty Mutual won't raise your rates due to your first accident. See car insurance in a whole new light. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
We all enter this world with a shout. Robert! And we see no reason to stop. So CVS Health is creating industry-leading programs and tools that help people stay on medicines as their doctors prescribed. It could help save tens of thousands of lives every year. And that would be something worth shouting about. CVS Health, because health is everything.
Time to sweat, boys. Big time. Let's get this thing right.
I have made fire!
Fat Guys in the Woods. New season starts Sunday, only on the Weather Channel.
This is Celine and David, trying to make new couple friends. This is the scent of vanilla, calming her nerves. Then melon, reminding Celine to tell that funny story from last summer. Now white flowers, making her realize she likes this couple, both of them. New Airwick Life Scents and Summer Delights, the first constantly changing fragrance that acts like real life and says stay a while. This is Celine, on a roll. Airwick, home is in the air.
Wendy's believes the key to a great cheeseburger is not cutting corners. 100% pure fresh beef, not frozen. Hand-prepped fresh produce, not from a bag. And not one made for just anybody. One made exactly how you like it. A cheeseburger like that deserves company, and so do you. So grab a friend, because right now, a Dave's Hot and Juicy single combo is just $5 when you order 2 or more. That's right, $5 each.
The Weather Channel's most watched original program,
and it just hit us,
is back.
This is just the beginning of what's to come.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, variable clouds with scattered thunderstorms. High 87. Chance of rain 40%. Tonight, a stray shower or thunderstorm is possible early. Considerable cloudiness. Low 75. Friday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 86. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
19 minutes after the hour on AMHQ, you and I are looking at this for the first time this morning around Shreveport, Louisiana, but these folks have been dealing with it now for a little while. Caddo Parish still under a flood warning until further notice. This river is already above major flood stage and will continue to rise into the weekend. Now, it's been about 14 years since the Red River has been this high, forcing evacuations in Caddo and also Bossier parishes in Louisiana. So let's talk to Caddo Parish Sheriff Steve Prater. Hey, Steve, good morning. Are you with us?
Good morning. Yes, sir, I am.
Thank you. Glad to have you with us. Let's describe what's going on around your community right now, including the sandbagging of some of these areas.
Okay, so far we have water in about 10 homes on the Caddo side, which is on the west side of the Red River. And so we don't really know what to expect next, so we're just being prepared for anything.
All right, now even your home and some of the images that we're showing right now around your community, your sandbagging, when's the last time you had to think about protecting your home?
Well, I've never had to. The last time it was up to this level was in 1990, which was 25 years ago. And so it hadn't finished rising yet. So we're seeing things, especially with construction we've had in the different areas, we're seeing things we've never seen before.
Yeah, and now what advice do you want to tell to the folks in your parish and the neighboring parishes now about this floodwater that you guys are experiencing?
Well, just not to, don't wait too late. If you think that you're going to get water in your home or start getting water in your home, notify us, let us know. We'll come and help and do what we can do. We'll get the electricity shut off, so that's so important. And just don't take any chances, because we don't need to spend our time rescuing people. We have a lot of other things that we have to do, so keep that in mind also.
Yes, sir. Sheriff, thank you so much. And we'll try to help get the word out about the flooding that's in the area to get people aware. But certainly what you just said right there is going to help a lot. So Sheriff Steve Prater, thanks for joining us this morning, and all the best to you and the folks around Shreveport to get through that flooding without a whole lot of damage. Now let's get into the Eastern Pacific. We've got a big storm to watch, and Jim's got his eye on it.
Yeah, this is pretty awesome here, Blanca. The fact that we've gotten 2 major hurricanes the first 2 seasons of the East Pac. It's the earliest that's ever happened. It's pretty incredible to see this. The big question is what happens with this in time. Now, the good news for us is it's still drifting. All right, it's just kind of sitting there pretty much stationary. Yesterday, it drifted a little bit down to the south and west. So that's really a key, I think, to future movement, because once the high builds over Mexico, the steering takes it off to the north and west of that. But if you're farther west, the steering picks up wherever you are. And that's what we think is going to happen here as we go on in time. The good news is, too, it is June rather than August, and we do have much cooler water here south and west of Cabo San Lucas. A little bit of dry air. Looks like it's gotten into this thing. If you kind of trace around some of this non-colorful element here, you can see that it looks like we've gotten some dry air in toward the center of that. But there's no reason to believe that it's weakening rapidly in any stretch of the imagination. It may just be holding off now till it can overtake that dry air. There's probably some eye wall replacement cycles going on, too. So NHC brings this to about 145. All right. Not surprising. Hurricane hunters may go out here and investigate this tomorrow. Take a look at it. That's a long flight, by the way. Biloxi out to the Pacific and then back to Biloxi. And then again, the storm is forecast to move to the north. Now, what's happened, if you're just joining us this morning from yesterday morning, is the track has shifted off toward the west. A lot of the model guidance kind of buying into this, too. We still think it's going to weaken, but here's the deal. If you just take the center of the cone in the current forecast track, a lot of ifs here, the center will be about 100 miles from Cabo San Lucas. The tropical storm force winds right now extend out about 125 miles. So that puts Cabo in the TS wind field going into 60. That's assuming everything forecast, strengthening, weakening, stays the same as forecast here. So we'll keep an eye on that for you guys. Again today, keep an eye out across southeast Wyoming especially. There's a little cloud cover right now in Denver. I also think the dry line has a chance to pop a few storms in eastern Colorado all the way down through western Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas. And then this stationary front, Sam, could be some big hail today where we have this severe area. And we're talking about baseball.
All right,
big
Jim,
hail day.
We've gotten ourselves into a pattern of nighttime flooding. We're going to talk more about that and how you can prepare better for it.
What's this? A box. It takes worn out things and makes them better.
It's our biggest breakthrough yet. We're taking worn-out batteries and making them into something strong. Energizer Eco Advanced, world's first long-lasting battery made with 4% recycled batteries.
Can a protein originally found in a jellyfish improve your memory? Our scientists say yes. Researchers have discovered a protein that actually supports healthier brain function. It's the breakthrough in a supplement called Prevagen. As we age, we lose proteins that support our brain. Prevagen supplements these proteins and has been clinically shown to improve memory. It's safe and effective. For support of healthier brain function, a sharper mind, and clearer thinking, try Prevagen for yourself today.
Did you know that meeting your daily protein needs actually helps to support your muscle health? Boost High Protein Nutritional Drink can help you get the protein you need. Each serving has 15 grams of protein to help maintain muscle, plus 26 vitamins and minerals, including calcium and vitamin D, to support strong bones. Boost High Protein is the #1 selling high-protein complete nutritional drink, and it has a great taste, guaranteed. Help get the nutrition you need every day with Boost High Protein. Join the club at brandpower.com.
14 clubs. That's what they tell us a legal golf bag can hold. And while that leaves a little room for balls and tees, it doesn't leave room for much else. There's no room left for deadlines or conference calls. Not a single pocket to hold the stress of the day or the to-do list of tomorrow. Only 14 clubs. Pick out the right one and drive it right down the middle of pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
What are you doing in here?
I'm grooming.
Is that my toothbrush?
Yes.
How about a little privacy?
Don't live with roaches. Get Raid Ant and Roach Spray.
Raid?
And take back your home. Raid kills bugs dead.
SC Johnson, a family company.
Wow, sweet new Subaru, huh, Mitch? Yep. You're selling the Mitch-mobile? Man, we had a lot of good times in this baby. What's your dad want for it? Like 150 grand. 200 if they want that tape deck. You're not gonna tell your dad about the time my hamster had babies in the back seat, are you? That's just normal wear and tear, dude.
Subaru has the highest resale value of any brand, according to Kelley Blue Book. And Mitch. Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Welcome to the sleep revolution. All new Emergen Z, a natural way to power down with melatonin plus vitamin C and other antioxidants to work their magic while you sleep. Don't just sleep, revitalize. New Emergen Z, power down to power up.
Time to sweat, boys. Big time. Let's get this thing right.
Fat Guys in the Woods. New season starts Sunday, only on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, variable clouds with scattered thunderstorms. High 87. Chance of rain 40%. Tonight, a stray shower or thunderstorm is possible early. Considerable cloudiness. Low 75. Friday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 86. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
The Weather Channel's most watched original program,
And it just hit us.
is back.
This is just the beginning of what's to come.
That music means it's 29 minutes after the hour, and take a look at this with us this morning. Severe weather forcing fans to run for cover in yesterday's Rockies-Dodgers game in Colorado. Hey, one fan was taking video as they were forced to leave in this mass exodus of Coors Field. He warned you, or we warned you on AMHK. He warned them yesterday that strong storms were going to be a problem in the Denver area. First pitch delayed for more than 2 hours last night. Look at that. And Rockies-Dodgers game didn't wrap up until after midnight. Jim, you know the score?
I actually don't know the score. I know the Yankees won yesterday and swept the Mariners.
Rockies won 76.
They did? Nice.
Rain
That's
didn't
always
affect
nice.
them.
Yeah.
It's always nice when you can be the home team win after a delay like that.
Miami should have been a little better prepared for the rain. You know, they deal with that all the time.
There we go. All right. Welcome back to AMHQ. 29 past the hour, as we've said. Jen?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Hi.
Jen just looks like the sun.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Shining brightly.
And people in the Mid-Atlantic are like, where is the sun? We want to see the sun. I'm wearing it for you, I guess.
So we say hello, America, and good morning to the cities we're watching this morning. Denver. We've got to talk, Denver. Take a look at what's going on right now. 56 degrees. Yeah. And the sky looks fairly clear, and the OB says foggy. So why is that?
Visibility is
well,
zero.
let's show you why. Yeah, and visibility down to 0. So look at Denver, and then look out a little bit to the east there. Now, the airport's just past the 70 there on I-70. You know, the airport's a little bit outside of town. So that's the fog. So Greg Diamond pulled this image up to show you where the fog is in relation to the city. So that's what's going on, Denver, just so you know. Vail looks a little bit more clear as you head out west this morning. Charleston, there's a little storminess on your horizon.
Breaks in the overcast, too.
Yeah.
BINOBC, breaks in the overcast.
Why does everything have to have a letter? Why?
Welcome to weather. Welcome to weather, my friend.
Why does everything? Why can't we just say it? Why do we have to have? Why do we have to have
it's actually
initials?
Binovic. Is how you do that.
Binovic.
That's what they say.
That's awesome.
Talk to the pilot.
What?
Nasty weather calls for a little nasty biscuit at the Hominy Grill on Rutledge Avenue. Now, if you walk in and just shout out "nasty biscuit," here's what they're going to give you. It's not anyone's nickname, by the way. It's a biscuit topped with fried chicken and smothered in sausage gravy.
Yeah, but tell them about the side.
Yeah. No, you tell them. Tell them
what you get. Here's the side, which I'll give him the biscuit. I'm going to have the side of shrimp and grits.
Yeah.
With a little Tabasco?
And these aren't the grits that you put on the stove for 5 minutes. These are there all morning. This is like plaster of Paris grits. All right, remember that stuff?
Yeah, pinata, like the plaster of Paris. Yeah, absolutely.
So walk in and yell "nasty biscuit," and that's what you'll get.
Give me a nasty biscuit. All right. Well, you know what? Today we also have to mention we have some birthdays here at AMHQ. My favorite weather producer, Brandon White. I'm spreading the love, and later it'll be Greg Diamond and Ryan. Ryan, we call him Rhino-No, and he takes care of a lot of things in the studio. So happy birthday to you guys. Now time for the big picture, and we start off looking at the Mid-Atlantic. It has been cloudy. Of course, it's been gloomy there. And as we show you what's going to be going on, we still have the stationary front in place, and we still have that upper level low. So that means we're still going to be looking at another day of rainy conditions. It's also going to be cool out there as well with the clouds around and keeping those temperatures down, especially for areas including northern Virginia. That's the forecast as we go through tomorrow. Still looking at potentially some areas could pick up 1 or more inch out there of rainfall. Then the severe weather threat sets up for today. What we have is a boundary system, a warm front, and we're going to see the better chance for storms today to develop just right along that front, just to the east of that low. And that means even some of these areas, including Nebraska and Kansas, we're looking at some torrent counts right around the 3. So heads up for you. But the main threat is going to be the wind as well as the hail potential setting up. And then we look at the other story for the weekend. It's Thursday. We're getting just so very close. Well, we have another storm coming just in time, and that means for areas, including parts of the northern plains, you're going to start to tap into the threat for some fierce storms out there. And in where you're seeing ahead of that front, we'll see that there on Saturday, then Sunday parts of the Midwest, and then Monday for you in the Northeast, you could be looking at some strong storms and some heavy rainfall by Monday. Sam.
All right, Jen, the only thing that could make flooding more frightening is when it's been coming at night lately. Searchers are looking for 3 people missing since Memorial Weekend in the historic flooding in Texas. The storms and floodwaters killed at least 31 people in Texas and Oklahoma, and much of that flooding overwhelming families in their homes in the dark of night. Now, others driving their cars in flooded waters during the early morning or late night flooding. Let's talk now with Dave Malkoff. Good morning, Dave. How are you?
Good morning, Sam.
You've got more on this, which has been like a terrifying thing going on.
It really is. We got there right in the thick of it. And as it was happening, all these people we talked to said that they didn't even know that they were in the floodwaters until they started floating away. Take a look at this. Avoiding a flooded street can be a lot easier when the sun is up. It's very different when it's 3 a.m. in Dallas, Texas. How many people did you pull out?
3. I believe 3.
This swiftwater rescue team is proving how a pitch black night just adds to the chaos of a flash flood. Take this one overpass, for example. Even an experienced tow truck driver did not see the street was flooded until he was floating away in the murky water. What did you think when the water started rising in your tow truck?
Oh, sheesh.
In the U.S., nearly 100 people die each year in flash floods. One survivor we met was Dan Wynn. That's his Lexus back there. Dan was on his way home from work.
And when we go over here and the water go up so suddenly, so fast, and it stuck me in all the way to over there.
Dan didn't know that road was flooded. It was too dark outside and it was pouring. All of a sudden, he was floating away. Dan rolled down the window, got out onto the roof, and decided to swim for his life, all while holding his cell phone above his head.
Yeah, I got my cell phone, just swim with my one hand and with my phone up, so my phone's still working.
Dan actually did the right thing. FEMA tells us if floodwaters rise around your car, get out and get to higher ground if you can. It only takes 6 inches of water to carry your car away. Luckily for Dan, this water was not moving. He got to the overpass and called for help.
And I decided to take off my shoe and swim across, and go up.
Much better to lose a pair of shoes and a fancy car than to become a statistic in a dangerous nighttime flash flood. That's why it is so important to listen to your phone. It will tell you when you're in a flash flood emergency. And Sam, sometimes you don't even know that it's a flash flood until you're right in it. So maybe we say turn around, don't drown, but at night, what do we say? Just don't go out at all.
I think the takeaway here is just stay out of it. Just stay inside until the bad weather goes through. You just can't see those floodwaters. Dave Malkoff.
Sure.
Thank you so much. Great job.
Sam.
And Ritis with all the top stories of the day.
Good morning, Sam. Good morning, Dave. Good morning to you at home. Let's start overseas and head to China. Your headlines on this Thursday, June 4th. Officials there say 75 bodies have been pulled from the hull of a capsized cruise ship. 14 survivors, but no one has been rescued since Tuesday. More than 350 people have not been found. Listen to this. The Solar Impulse grounded for at least a week with wing damage. The plane hit bad weather after it left China for Hawaii and had to divert to Japan. The crew trying to make the first round-the-world solar flight. And some good news here back home. A black bear cub that was severely burned in a Washington wildfire last summer is back home. Cinder quickly darted into the forest to resume her wildlife. Look at her. Cinder's handlers gave her an electronic GPS collar so they can keep up with their former patient. Don't you love that, Jen? Love that there. Absolutely. All right. There's something I love, maybe even possibly more. Maybe if you're looking for a summer getaway. How about the U.S. Virgin Islands?
Yes.
Offers some of the best weather destinations. St. Thomas is the most popular cruise port in the Caribbean, known for its beaches, snorkeling, and sport fishing. Sam, let's pack the bags. After you leave and get done camping, we're going to St. Thomas.
Let's go.
85 degrees for Thursday. Beautiful weekend. Temperatures in the 80s. We'll have more coming up right after your local news. Of course. Do you?
Yeah.
Speedo?
Whatever.
Best weather destinations brought to you by the U.S. Virgin Islands. Not just a vacation. Learn more at visitusvi.com.
Book 5 nights to get 1 free
and $500 toward activities, shopping, and dining. That's Virgin Islands nice.
So nice, so...
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, variable clouds with scattered thunderstorms. High 87. Chance of rain 40%. Tonight, a stray shower. Friday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 86. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Let's do this. Let's move outdoors for the next few months. Let's build a kitchen under the clouds. A dining room with no walls, no ceiling. Let's put it all together. Then, let's get together. A lot. Let's do this. Plant color everywhere with 12-pack annuals, just $9.98. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
New Flonase Allergy Relief Nasal Spray. 24-hour relief that outperforms the leading allergy pill. Most allergy pills only control one inflammatory substance. Flonase controls 6. Sees the day and the night. New Flonase. 6 is greater than 1. This changes everything.
With its black tie style and green-minded smarts, it's easy to see why many consider Jeep Grand Cherokee to be the gold standard. One drive and you'll discover why the Jeep brand continues to be the best-selling SUV brand. Join us now during the Jeep Drive and Discover event. Get 0% financing on the 2015 Jeep Grand Cherokee, the most awarded SUV ever.
To you, they're more than just a pet, so protect them with Canine Advantix 2. Its broad-spectrum protection kills fleas, ticks, and mosquitoes, too. Canine Advantix 2, for the love of dog.
I can't find my Discover card. Wait, I can freeze my account.
Introducing Freeze It from Discover. It allows you to prevent new purchases on your account in seconds if your card is misplaced.
Not here.
And once you find your card, you can switch it right on again.
Hey, you're back.
Freeze It, only from Discover. Get it at discover.com.
Doesn't it seem like the wireless world today could use a smile? At Cricket Wireless, we think so. That's why prices for our plans are all in, taxes and fees included. And we've got more 4G LTE coverage nationwide than T-Mobile or Sprint. It's what makes Cricket the happiest place in the whole wireless world.
I am never getting married. Never. Guaranteed.
You picked a beautiful ring.
Thank you. We're never having kids.
I love it here.
We are never moving to the suburbs. We are never getting one of those. We're never having another kid.
I'm pregnant.
I'm never letting go.
For all the nevers in life, State Farm is there.
Oh, this audit will take days. What a headache.
Actually, I don't have a headache anymore. Excedrin really does work fast.
In fact, for some, relief starts in just 15 minutes. Excedrin.
Wow, that was fast.
42 minutes after the hour on this Thursday morning. Well, we always say it's amazing out there, and especially when a storm like this moves through town and you capture it on video. Check this out. The constant lightning was produced last night in Casper, Wyoming, and it comes to us from Brian Greenlee. The strikes, they just go on and on and on. It seems like when you're watching these storms, they never stop. Spectacular display there.
Just beautiful.
Well, how about this? Another beautiful thing here. Storms also putting on quite a show in Colorado. Check out this rotating wall called.
Wait, let me
you
just
see it?
Look.
Very slowly. You
I
can see it rotating there.
It is slow, right at the bottom of the screen.
Right at the bottom of the screen, right at the base.
Yeah.
It looks like, of course, like the mothership or something you might see from that movie Independence Day. Remember with Will Smith?
Yep.
Well, it did not spawn a tornado though, but there were 3 reports of tornadoes just yesterday in Wyoming as well as 2 in Kansas, and it looks like for today we still have the threat for severe weather out there. How about those torcons? We're going to see those today from areas including Wyoming, Colorado, all the way over towards areas even including parts of Kansas as well as into parts of Missouri, western Missouri there. Torcons of 3. The greatest threat today, of course, is going to be hail as well as the winds, but we can't rule out that chance for a tornado.
So glad you said it, because the signature, the calling card of today's storms, more hail, more in the way of wind, but anytime you get a torcon, you want to pay attention to that.
Certainly.
All right,
heads up.
We see these labels all the time, and in our business, we look for them very carefully because we can't be in a rainstorm and have something not work, or a hurricane and not work because it wasn't waterproof. So waterproof or water resistant, what's the difference? And how do you know the product that you're buying can handle water at all? CNET Senior Editor Bridget Carey is here to help us sort it all out and tell us what makes some products waterproof and some products water resistant. Good morning, Bridget. How are you?
Hey, good morning. Thanks for having me.
Well, let's talk about this because there's a huge difference between those 2 labels, right?
Oh yeah, you have to do a little bit of homework before you just trust what you see on the box, because a lot of companies will market with the term waterproof, but really there are standards to how water resistant something is, and what you and I think of as waterproof isn't always waterproof with being able to be submerged. So what you want to do is look for something called the IP rating, the International Protection Rating, and it's the words the letters IP next to a number, and that number needs to be at least a 5 if you want to put something like a speaker outside and let it handle the rain. 5 can handle a little bit of a sprinkle, moisture. If you have IP6, that can handle getting rinsed on, more splashing. But if you want really waterproof, that's IP7. That's being able to be submerged in at least a meter of water.
I do. So you have some misleading advertisers. What are some of the things that you found that just don't stack up?
All right, so you want to watch out for the Philips Shockbox Mini. Here's one we had. We tested it. The Shockbox is a little shocking because it actually has the word waterproof on here, but when we dunked it, it didn't work. And sometimes you're going to see in the marketing that they even float in pools. So yes, it is a floating one, but if you have a kid who wants to sink this underwater, you can hurt the audio quality out of it. Also, we found one. Monsters sells one called the Superstar Back Float. It's cool because it floats in the pool, but just be responsible with it. It's IP6, so it can take splashing in the pool, but if you dunk this, it really can't handle being submerged.
Okay, all right. Well, see, thanks for the truth in advertising there. Bridget Carey with CNET, because if it's in the pool, you know it's going to go under, so that's a little misleading. All right, Bridget, thanks for taking the time to sort it out for us. And we might need, or I might need, 1 or 2 of those creature comfort devices that are waterproof, because in case you haven't heard, Jim and I are going camping with Creek Stewart. And it is going to be a big adventure. Congratulations. We're rolling into season 2.
Thank you.
Let's look back before we look forward. Let's talk a little bit about season 1. You're out there in the wilderness. There had to be a few rough weather moments. What was one of the worst you can think of?
Man, I have always said weather is and always has been man's #1 survival adversary, and it is definitely true in this show. Because I can remember one instance in Kentucky where we started the week with literally 18 inches of snow on the ground. Imagine that, building a brush hut with 18 inches of snow. As the week progressed, it warmed up. Snow melted, turned to slush, then it started raining, but it was still only in the low 40s. It was muddy, it was slushy, it was absolutely a worst case nightmare scenario in a survival situation.
All right, so food. Worst thing you can think of that you've ever had to use as fuel?
Well, I tell you, one of them is on the first episode of season 2, and that is tarantula. It was absolutely disgusting, even once you got past the mental idea of eating a tarantula, and this is one meal that these 3 guys will never forget.
Yeah, I'll never forget it. It's ruined my breakfast right now. I apologize. Jim, Creek, and I will be live, if we survive, tomorrow morning from Red Top Mountain and State Park.
Deep in the dark, untouched recesses of your engine is power you never knew it could produce. And vapor can set it free. New Stable 360 Performance unleashes that exclusive vapor technology that rises above the fuel line to protect your engine where other additives can't, to help keep your engine running cleaner, leaner, smoother, and stronger than ever. The next level of performance is in the vapor. Stable 360 Performance.
In a matter of seconds, your life can change.
We're kids still into school.
And it just hit us.
This was it. The Weather Channel's most watched original program is back.
Things were just going everywhere. It was a nightmare. And then it was silent.
This is just the beginning of what's to come.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, variable clouds with scattered thunderstorms. High 87. Chance of rain 40%. Tonight, a stray shower. Friday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 86. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Lowe's presents How to Plan for the Future.
Happy Valentine's Day. Happy birthday. Sorry I forgot our anniversary. Happy Mother's Day.
Now get 2 Majesty Palms for only $16 at Lowe's.
Hey, you working for Nature Made too?
Yup. Go team!
You've heard about friendly probiotics, but why take one that only targets half your digestive tract? New Nature Made Advanced has dual strains that target your whole tract. That's friendly. New Advanced Probiotic from Nature Made.
What makes Lay's Kitchen different from the rest? We pride ourselves on bold, authentic flavors with the finest ingredients. The satisfying crunch and rich flavors of Lay's kettle-cooked chips. One taste, and you're in love. Jackie's heart attack didn't come with a warning. Today, her doctor has her on a Bayer aspirin regimen to help reduce the risk of another one. If you've had a heart attack, be sure to talk to your doctor before you begin an aspirin regimen.
You should see me when I play basketball.
Oh, hey, look, it's Kevin Durant.
Hey, we're drinking your Kevin Durant signature slushes.
Will you give me one?
No.
I'll play you for him.
All right.
One-on-one?
On one?
What?
Now what are you gonna do? Don't go to the left, go to the right.
Did go right.
No, not your right, my right.
What are you talking?
Ooh, we got slushed.
Oh, he got slushed.
Up your game with the new Kevin Durant Signature Candy Slush, part of our Slush headquarters. And don't forget our half-price shakes after 8 p.m. This is how you Sonic.
You totaled your brand new car. Nobody's hurt, but there will still be pain. It comes when your insurance company says they'll only pay 3/4 of what it takes to replace it. What are you supposed to do? Drive 3/4 of a car? Now, if you had Liberty Mutual new car replacement, you'd get your whole car back. I guess they don't want you driving around on 3 wheels. Smart.
New car replacement is just one of the features that comes standard with the base Liberty Mutual policy. And for drivers with accident forgiveness, rates won't go up due to your first accident. Learn more by calling 1-888-380-5644. Switch to Liberty Mutual and you could save up to $423. For a free quote today, call Liberty Mutual Insurance at 1-888-380-5644. See car insurance in a whole new light. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
The Weather Channel's most watched original program,
And it just hit us.
is back.
This is just the beginning of what's to come.
52 minutes past the hour. Well, remember this. It's that insane hailstorm from Gatlinburg, Tennessee. We first showed you this yesterday, but it's not just the size of the hail that's impressive. It's just how much that fell. I mean, it's just coming down literally in buckets, and you're not seeing the rain out there. And it looks like even for today, we could be looking at more hail.
Yeah, and when you see hail and you see the size of hail, what does it take to get a hailstone developing inside a cloud to the different sizes that you see? Well, prepare to be impressed, because Jim's in the lab right now. We're about to take you on an augmented reality world to show you hail forming. Jim.
And when we think of winds, we think about what comes at our face and what blows in the horizontal. But this will be a vertical wind, what we call an updraft, that supports, helps to grow this hail, and can produce hail anywhere from pea size to softball size to even bigger hail than that. We're going to show you that in just a moment. Of course, when you think of hail, it doesn't get a lot of attention, right? Tornadoes get most of the attention when you're talking about big thunderstorms, but hail can cause billions of dollars worth of damage. All right, what does it take in terms of updraft strength to produce pea-size hail, which of course is the smallest hail we typically get here to hit the ground? Well, about 35 miles per hour. That wind will be blowing 35 miles per hour. Suspend those super cool water droplets. They'll start to coalesce, and voila, we've got ourselves ice. They can grow bigger than that. Quarter-size hail, 49 mile per hour updraft. Now we're getting up there in terms of the speed. Let's say those quarters are still there and the updraft increases in strength. You can actually grow that hail to become as big as golf ball size. Absolutely, golf ball size hail. Stones that big, and once you get that big, you've got big problems on your hand, because golf balls can cause damage to roofs, to cars, even the sides of buildings. These come out of the cloud at over 100 miles an hour on average, and when they come down just a little bit off of the vertical, you're talking about something that bangs into the side of buildings. Looks like somebody opened up an AK-47. Stones can continue to grow as long as the updraft strength is strong. Baseball size hail, winds 81 miles per hour to help support this. And remember, the stones don't go up and down in the whole thunderstorm. They just kind of sit there. They float. There's all this super cooled water droplets that exist with temperatures below 32 degrees, which is where these stones are, and they just continue to add to this. Sometimes you get different size stones that bang together, and you get one big jagged stone. Well, we can get bigger hail than baseball. Teacup size hail, 3 inches in diameter, takes 85 mile per hour winds. And if you're going 85 on the interstate, what does that mean? You're probably getting a ticket. Stones can get bigger than teacups. They can get to softball size. You're talking about 4.5 inch diameter hail. It takes a 103 mile per hour updraft to suspend a 4.5 inch diameter hailstone. And if it comes down, it's going to cause damage to anything that it hits. The biggest hailstone that we've ever seen in the history of the United States, that at least has been officially measured, was in Vivian, South Dakota on July 23rd, 2010. This thing was huge. 8 inches across, 18.62 inches in diameter. It weighed nearly 2 pounds. And to give you a size comparison, it's almost as big as a soccer ball. I mean, look at the size of this thing. So if I put this next to my head, this was about as big as that hailstone. Could you imagine being outside without a helmet in this?
Oh.
Not a good result.
Yeah. Wasn't good at all. And Jim, when I saw that thing for the first time, it was all sharp and pointed, just like the one that's in the augmented reality there, kind of in the bowl in front of you. It was really, it was really jagged and ugly looking. They did a great job of showing it. It didn't have smooth edges at all.
Yeah, so 150 miles an hour, guys, to hold a stone of this magnitude.
Yeah, that's some powerful storm.
You're talking about Talladega Motor Speedway speed.
All right, just want to remind you, you're seeing it. You're only going to see it. It's always going to be only here. We're the only ones with the technology to be able to do that.
A lot happening in northeast Wyoming. Of course, we're keeping a track on the flooding. If you're headed out there this morning, you really do want to check with your Department of Transportation. They have a great Twitter feed showing all of the flooding. In the meantime, in Nebraska, we have airport delays because of these low clouds. Someone captured this on I-80. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, they're low. There's no doubt about it.
Yep, incredible.
Look like
and let's leave you with some images of Virginia. Sarah sent us a video this morning. Take a listen.
Hey, good morning, Sarah.
Hey, Sam and Anaritis. No good deed goes unpunished. This is what my moving day looks like. All the streets are flooded. It's been raining nonstop. Hope your day is looking better than mine.
Sarah. Thank you, Sarah. But look at that. It only just over an inch in the last 6 hours reported at the airport. and it can still cause this type of havoc in the morning.
Yeah. All right. We're continuing to follow the rains that are on the coast, the storms that will develop later today. Jim and I go camping tonight. There's a whole lot happening. Follow us on social for what will be the ride of our lives. Have an amazing day.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, variable clouds with scattered thunderstorms. High 87. Chance of rain 40%. Tonight, a stray shower or thunderstorm is possible early. Considerable cloudiness. Low 75. Friday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 86. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Joining us today, I'm meteorologist Jen Carfagno.
That's right, I'm Reynolds Wolf, and this is our camera. We are one day closer to the weekend, but some of you may have dodged some storms across the plains before we get into our weekend.
That's right, in the skies, we could see more like this. Let's take you out into the plains. This is what we saw yesterday. More of these flying saucer-like storms are possible again today. Some with strong winds, some with big hail, and we have the chance of tornadoes.
My goodness. And we also have got the drought busters. A new drought report is out today. We're going to take a look at how big of an impact the recent flooding has made. And again, we've got so much more, Jen.
All right, and we also have the tropics, Reynolds. No shortage of weather stories. Wow. We've got Hurricane Blanca out there in the eastern Pacific here. We'll let you know what the latest is on intensity and track and where some of the moisture will help out a little bit in the U.S. That's all coming up this morning.
Absolutely. But first, let's take a look at on the plains where, wow, we've got the heavy rainfall that came across parts of Missouri, creating some very serious issues. In Excelsior Springs, that's a dump truck that was swallowed by floodwater. Man, terrifying. It just shows you the true power of how strong those floodwaters can be. It's just 30 miles to the south in Kansas City. A flood warning remains in effect through the afternoon. Thankfully, some relief could come in Friday when the chance of rain begins to fall back. Certainly some good news.
I mean, that's exactly the reason why we say turn around, don't drown, turn around, get out of those floodwaters. The power of water never ceases to amaze me. There this morning. You know, yesterday the focus was on Kansas City for flooding rain, and it's some of the same areas in the metro region still getting very heavy rain and flash flood warnings today. Let me show you what the radar looks like right now, where we are dealing with some heavy rain out there. Flash flood warning for you north and west of town. We're going to be tracking the rain, most of it pulling out of that area, but still, you know, it takes a little time for waters to calm down here, streams and creeks running high, and this still has to track in, and it looks like it's tracking almost over the same area. So concerns right across this region, north and west of Kansas City, include some of the interstates in the area, including parts of I-70 and I-35 again. You know, I-29 still a rough ride. Could be some strong winds coming out of that little batch of rain. And also up here on I-90 in South Dakota, we've got a batch of thunderstorms. So active already to start. There'll probably be a break in some of the storms, and then we'll refire with additional thunderstorms later today. Today's red zone looks similar. Slightly anyway. We've got a lot of eastern Wyoming all the way down into Nebraska, back into Kansas City. Another round of storms possible later today, and then into northeastern Colorado, where Reynolds yesterday was a busy afternoon and evening, and it looks like all the ingredients are in the same spot again today.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like a carbon copy stamp of what we're going to see today compared to yesterday. I mean, look at the setup. We still have that area of low pressure. You've got the southerly flow of moisture from the Gulf of Mexico. Storms are going to fire right along that barrier that we have in the atmosphere. And as as we advance this, you're going to see a couple of other features like the warning area, at least the area of great concern. We got a 3 out of 4, 3 out of 10 on your Turcon for parts of Colorado, Nebraska, and then to southern Nebraska, northern Kansas. 3 out of 10 for the time being. That's your tornado condition index within 50 miles. Now, we might see those numbers either increase or drop in terms of how unstable things become. And as we take you hour by hour, notice just the big range of storms we have from Omaha clear down to parts of northern Missouri. We see that rolling its way to the east, southeast, and then more development by this evening back south of North Platte. We continue to advance this over to Kansas City. We see them blast on through right around the midnight hour, then early tomorrow morning. So places that are dealing with flooded conditions or saturated ground, they're going to get another heavy dose of rainfall back in the picture. As we wrap it up in Omaha, Nebraska, clouds first, then the thunder boomers move in, and they stick around through the midnight hour. Jen?
And then we start talking about Friday and then the weekend. So let's look at severe weather, possible chances for that. We are going to look for the chance of storms out there starting on Friday, again into Colorado. But this time we're going to bring that red zone a little farther to the north, back into Montana. And you can see this area a bit smaller than what we've been watching the past couple of days. Still big hail, damaging winds, tornadoes, all a possibility across this area. And in the general orange area on that map, we still have thunderstorm chances. As long as that front's in place, that boundary, we could get clusters of storms that roll right along that front. That happens a lot. That can be big rain producers and concerns. The jet stream is going to be way up here, and we'll get this disturbance that is going to be on the move. So for the weekend setup, this disturbance is going to mean some thunderstorms on the move into parts of the Midwest that have been on a break lately when it comes to severe weather. Saturday, we've got that chance of showers, maybe some thunderstorms into the upper Midwest, northern plains, back across the western lakes for you on Sunday. That includes Chicago, and then it all tracks into the northeast by Monday. So here we go with a large area of rain and thunderstorm chances stretching from Maine all the way back into the Ohio Valley, Boston, New York City, D.C. It is Monday, your timing for you. In the meantime, right now, Reynolds, here we got a decent amount of rain out there in the mid-Atlantic.
That's right. We go from parts of the Northeast to the Old Dominion state. This is a great shot. Compliments of WAVY. That's right, NBC affiliate in Norfolk, Virginia. We've got 71 degrees, and you see a few clues there on the lens cap, or either on the lens that we have some rain out there, some scattered showers. There's more where that came from, because we make our way over to the radar. Take a look what we have for you. Scattered showers going from really the southeast to the northwest along parts of Williamsburg, Old Town Williamsburg, Petersburg, Waverly. On the doorstep of Richmond, you've got those scattered showers. But in Norfolk News, you have had 3.05 inches of rainfall so far this month, and more is going to be on the way for you. So keep the umbrellas handy. And we see more of that activity right off parts of the Outer Banks, but really nothing too heavy on shore. Yesterday in Charleston, it was the heavy rainfall we had in the Battery. Now much that's going to be moving out. But look what's moving in. Through tomorrow, we've got the trough, but we also have that other low, and we have that stalled front that lingers right across parts of the Carolinas and across the I-10 corridor. Warm and moist air is going to keep things popping in terms of your rain chances. So for today, and as we transfer from today into tomorrow, I would say keep the umbrellas definitely handy for parts of the Mid-Atlantic and back into the Piedmont, where you have scattered showers and storms. At times, you might have a little bit of flash flooding in places, especially at higher elevation where you have the orographic lift. Hey, we're going to see these things lifting up. Thunderstorms for today, tomorrow. Then by Saturday, we get a break in the action, Jen, with temperatures going to 78 degrees. But till then, stormy times.
Yeah, we got a lot of rain out there. Plus, we do have those severe weather chances today. More on that coming up, including the threat that includes tornadoes.
Absolutely. That means the people observing those storms are going to be on the move. What they're looking for today when we come right back.
What are you doing?
I'm having a small snack.
What?
Have you tried this mayonnaise? It's great.
Gross.
Don't live with ants. Get Raid Ant and Roach Spray.
Raid?
And take back your home. Raid kills bugs dead.
SC Johnson, a family company.
It starts with a subtle wave, then builds into soft fingers, lifting sails and spirits. Nothing makes us feel more alive than a summer breeze, drifting with us on the water, chasing us through the trees, and playing along the whole day. In the Great Lakes Bay region, the summer breeze is blowing. Where it's headed is pure Michigan. Your trip begins at Michigan.org.
Dads who would do anything for golf deserve a store that would do anything for dads. Visit Golfsmith for the best Father's Day gifts at the guaranteed lowest prices. Golfsmith, anything for golf.
Only Nexium 24-Hour gives you Nexium level protection for frequent heartburn, all day and all night. Try Nexium 24-Hour, the #1 prescribed acid-blocking brand, and get all day, all night protection. Nexium level protection.
It's easy to buy insurance and forget about it. But the more you learn about your coverage, the more gaps you may find. Like how you thought you were covered for this.
It's a profound statement.
But you're not even covered for this.
It's a profound statement.
Or how you may be covered for this, but not for something like this. Talk to farmers and see what gaps could be hiding in your coverage.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Time to sweat, boys. Big time. Let's get this thing right.
I have made fire!
Fat Guys in the Woods. New season starts Sunday, only on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, variable clouds with scattered thunderstorms. High 87. Chance of rain 40%. Tonight, a stray shower. Friday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 86. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Tomorrow we're live from our campsite with survivalist Creek Stewart.
What we learned about camping that could help you with your trip this summer. Wake Up with Owls at 5, and we're at 7, right from the campsite for AMHQ. We'll see you there. Subito.
The all-new Fiat 500X crossover. Bigger, more powerful, and ready for action. To you, they're more than just a pet. So protect them with Canine Advantix 2. Its broad-spectrum protection kills fleas, ticks, and mosquitoes, too. Canine Advantix 2, for the love of dog.
Let's do this. Let's move outdoors for the next few months. Let's build a kitchen under the clouds. A dining room with no walls, no ceiling. Let's put it all together. Then, let's get together. A lot. Let's do this. Plant color everywhere with 12-pack annuals, just $9.98. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
All right, welcome back, and thanks for staying with us here on Weather Center Live. Look at this, Reynolds.
Isn't that amazing? Those are just some incredible images of a wall cloud. This is over Elizabeth, Colorado, just outside of Denver. This video shot by a storm chaser that was actually going with one of our weather producers to this site, one of our weather producers from the Weather Channel.
All right, well, Catherine Prosip is that weather producer, and she is here to talk with us about what she's been doing out here, what she's been seeing as she's traveling with some storm chasers. Catherine, so good to see you. You're in Lyman, Colorado, right?
Yes. Good morning, Jen and Reynolds. It's great to see you guys. So I'm in Lyman, Colorado. We're about an hour or two southeast of Denver. So that's where we're waking up this morning after chasing south of Denver yesterday.
So tell us about some of your experiences and what you saw as you were out there on the road yesterday.
So yesterday we played what we call the upslope game in kind of eastern and northeastern Colorado. And we positioned ourselves in between Denver and Colorado Springs. And what was so cool was we were so far west, we could actually see the snow-capped Pikes Peak off in the distance, if that gives you any idea of where we were yesterday. And so we chased two just beautiful beasts of supercells, and they were slow moving because they fired off the terrain. That's why we call them upslope storms. And we tracked them for a good 6 or 7 hours as they slowly moved east. And I mean, from a teaching perspective, I'm out here with the Virginia Tech Storm Chase team. It was a perfect chase day because we felt the inflow, we saw wall clouds, we saw anvils, we saw flanking lines, and it was just absolutely beautiful.
My gosh, that sounds like a great day for you and for the students at Virginia Tech. Go Hokies, by the way. What's on the plan? Exactly. What's the game plan for today?
So everybody right now, they're kind of waking up. It's been a long several days. We left from Blacksburg, Virginia on Sunday, and we made it all the way to Garden City, Kansas by Tuesday evening. So we drove about 1,700 miles in 2 days. So we're getting a little bit of a slower start. The students need their rest. But today is another chase day, and we kind of have 3 different options that we can choose from. We could play the upslope game again in northeast Colorado, southeast Wyoming. We could dive south and play the dry line, or we could kind of hang out in this I-70 to I-80 corridor and play the boundary, kind of that same boundary that those storms have been riding all morning, a little bit farther east of here. So right from this phoner, I will go to our morning weather meeting. It's kind of a weather briefing, and we will talk it out. We'll look at data and we'll decide.
All right,
Very
Catherine.
nice.
Yeah, good luck to you guys today. Be safe out there as always. And you guys got Catherine at the helm, so no worries. She is a great forecaster.
Should we peel back the layers of the onion and take a look at some of the climo that we've had there?
Yeah, I mean, so
it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, this trip I think takes place in June for good reason in this part of the country. This is when we start to see things ramp up for this part of the nation. Now, so far as we just look at the numbers for this year, May was a busy month. May was a little above average, 25% above average, and despite the slow start to the year, getting closer to average overall for the season.
Truly amazing. I mean, you see 621 all the way to 552. I mean, what a differential you have there. Then as we make our way into June, look at that, the 20-year average 219, but so far for 2014, 130. It's crazy.
Yeah, so, you know, the month is just beginning and has been beginning on an active note. Now, this map shows you where we traditionally see, compared to average, more tornadoes in the month of June. This is based on averages. And you start to see the numbers start to creep up across portions of the northern and central plains. You know, Iowa, Minnesota, North and South Dakota. These states start to get into the mix in June when it comes to tornadoes.
Absolutely. And then, of course, lesser amounts when you get to the eastern seaboard. Texas basically low with just 1 times. All right, folks, well, take a look at this. It is a skier's worst nightmare, breaking through the ice and then actually becoming trapped.
Coming up, one French skier's fall that was caught on video by his helmet cam. See what happens next when we come back.
Every backyard comes together around a grill and Kingsford charcoal. Gather round.
Leave early. Go roam. Sleep in. Sleep out. Stargaze. Dream big. Wander more. Care less. Beat sunrise. Chase sunset. Do it all on us. Get your first month's payment plus 5 years wear and tear coverage. Make the most of summer with Volvo.
For those who can't imagine life without 2 wheels, Allstate offers a genuine parts guarantee that promises to fix your bike with original parts. Talk to an Allstate agent about all the things they do to keep riders riding.
Lowe's presents How to Put Your Foot in Your Mouth.
Man, wish my yard looked like yours. Hey, the grass is always greener on the other side of the... Sorry.
Now get the Troy-Bilt push mower for only $269 at Lowe's.
Each
year, 17 billion toilet paper tubes are used in the U.S. alone. That's enough to fill the Empire State Building. Twice. Now there's Scott Naturals tube-free bath tissue. Get the premium softness you need without the wasteful tube. Toss the tube for good with Scott Naturals tube-free.
Friday on AMHQ, survival expert Creek Stewart takes me and my buddy Sam Champion out into the woods with one objective: to stay alive.
Hey, Jim, this thing's got an espresso machine. It's awesome.
Sam and Jim in the woods, Friday morning on AMHQ.
Champion, this is not camping.
When it comes to Medicare, everyone talks about what happens when you turn 65. But really, it's what you do before that counts. See, Medicare doesn't cover everything, only about 80% of Part B medical costs. The rest is on you.
Consider an AARP Medicare Supplement Insurance Plan insured by United Healthcare Insurance Company. Like all standardized Medicare Supplement insurance plans, it could really save you in out-of-pocket medical costs. So call now and request this free decision guide. Discover how an AARP Medicare Supplement plan could go long for you.
You want to choose your doctors. Avoid networks. What about referrals?
All plans like these let you visit any doctor or hospital that accepts Medicare patients, with no networks and virtually no referrals needed. So call now, request your free guide, and explore the range of AARP Medicare supplement plans.
65 may get all the attention, but now is a good time to start thinking about how you want things to be.
Go long.
Tomorrow, we're live from our campsite with survivalist Creek Stewart.
What we learned about camping that could help you with your trip this summer. Wake Up with Al's at 5, and we're at 7, right from the campsite for AMHQ. We'll see you there.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, variable clouds with scattered thunderstorms. High 87. Chance of rain 40%. Tonight, a stray shower or thunderstorm is possible early. Considerable cloudiness. Low 75. Friday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 86. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Cabo San Lucas, folks, a little bit on edge this morning. Reason why is Hurricane Blanca continues to head in their direction. And this is what Hurricane Odile did last year, and it was only a Category 3 hurricane. Now, if Blanca intensifies to a Cat 5, well, that'll be the earliest on record that we've had a storm of that intensity this early in the season since 1973. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. Yesterday was a Category 4. Right now, it's been dropped to about a Category 3. It's very difficult for these storms to maintain that same kind of intensity for a very long time. You can tell pressure at 950 millibars. It is moving to the southwest at 1 mile per hour, almost stationary. Yesterday, it was stationary, and we're going to follow this storm because it is expected to make its way a bit more towards, well, you take a look, it's wobbled quite a bit, but it is expected to go more towards a northwesterly direction. And look, the wind's expected to intensify once again, back up to 140 miles per hour later this evening into Friday. But then we see it beginning to drop in intensity. Shear may be one of the reasons, but colder water could also be one of the big issues. This is going to be very interesting to watch this rotating storm on a spinning planet over a liquid medium. It's going to be very, very odd. And for many people who are headed to, say, Baja California or there right now, it's going to be very, very interesting to see how this follows. Into the weekend, we can expect a heavy rainfall. Other things we can anticipate, tropical storm force winds can be expected. Again, as we say, it should be weakening as it approaches. But one thing Jen mentioned yesterday, which is so important for the people who are going to be touring here, maybe surfing, going out in the water, you're going to have enhanced surf. That's one thing. But at the same time, rip currents are also going to be another big issue for a lot of folks. So you got to be careful out there. Again, we'll keep a very sharp eye on this big system, Hurricane Blanca. Wow. Jen, let's send it back over to you.
All right, here, impressive, very impressive there in the Eastern Pacific. Now, next up, before the break, we told you about someone who was skiing and caught the whole thing on the helmet cam. Take a look at this. You don't want to miss it. So this is in Switzerland, and a French skier falls deep into a crevasse. His helmet cam captured every moment. Reynolds, when you see at the end of that and he looks back up, I mean, it's got to feel like you're getting buried alive, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. You know what's funny is that as people are going up, they could have been a lot deeper. There's some crevasses up towards Everest where people can fall, and they could be hundreds and hundreds of feet deep. Lucky they only fell that short of a distance, because you never know just how deep those things can be. He was able to pull himself out. Certainly some good news and a happy ending out of that story.
Oh, wow. All right. We have some other video to share with you of an incredible supercell caught on camera.
Wow.
This was Wednesday in Hanston, Kansas. This is classic and awesome. Just a little bit of rain. Another one of these LP supercells, low precipitation supercells, only 0.08 inches of rain. A little bit of quarter-size hail, but overall, just amazing structure.
Oh my gosh. And then take a look at this over in Denver. KUSA station tower cam caught this. This crow doing... That's right, a crow trying to take a bite out of a tower cam. Nice.
And if at home you didn't know, that was Reynolds doing the crow, not the crow. That was impressive, Reynolds. Very good.
Very good.
He wanted to get his 5 minutes of fame right there. He got it.
Absolutely.
And we just gave him 30 more seconds.
Goodness. Well, we got some new information on the drought information released today. We're going to show you and share with you what exactly the numbers mean for your community.
After month of historic rainfall in May, is the drought completely gone in Texas? We'll show you where the Lone Star State stands. That story coming back. We'll take a look at the Northeast, who is also in drought, and let you know where they stand as well.
Absolutely. Here's a shot from Miami for you. And I'll tell you, as the crow flies from here all the way to the Keys, beautiful day for you. All right. We'll see you on the other side of the break.
Your relationship with your dog is pure. It's innocent. It's work, but it's perfect. You wouldn't trade it for the world. So protect your dog with Trifexis. Trifexis is the monthly beef-flavored tablet that prevents heartworm disease, kills fleas, and prevents infestations, and treats and controls hook, round, and whipworm infections. Treatment with fewer than 3 monthly doses after exposure to mosquitoes may not provide complete heartworm prevention. The most common adverse reactions were vomiting, depression, and itching. Serious adverse reactions have been reported following concurrent extra-label use of ivermectin with spinosad, one of the components of Trifexis. Prior to administration, dogs should be tested for existing heartworm infection. You'll take it all, the good and the bad, because that's what makes your relationship irreplaceable. Protect your dog all year long with the 3-in-1 power of Trifexis. Available by prescription only. Talk to your veterinarian about how to protect every second you share together.
Zantac heartburn alert! Stop! Nexium can take 24 hours to work. Zantac's different. Zantac rushes relief in as little as 30 minutes. For relief without the wait, try Zantac. No pill relieves heartburn faster.
Lowe's presents How to Plan for the Future.
Happy Valentine's Day. Happy birthday. Sorry I forgot our anniversary. Happy Mother's Day.
Now get 2 Majesty Palms for only $16 at Lowe's.
Unbelievable. Toenail fungus? Seriously?
Smash it with Jublia. Jublia is a prescription medicine proven to treat toenail fungus. Use Jublia as instructed by your doctor.
Look at the footwork.
Most common side effects include ingrown toenail, application site redness, itching, swelling, burning or stinging, blisters, and pain. Smash it.
Make the call and ask your doctor if Jublia is right for you.
New larger size, now available.
If you suffer from a dry mouth, then you'll know how uncomfortable it can be. But did you know that the lack of saliva can also lead to tooth decay and bad breath? Well, there's Biotene, specially formulated with moisturizers and lubricants. Biotene can provide soothing relief, and it helps keep your mouth healthy too. Biotene, for people who suffer from a dry mouth.
Okay guys, we've got 2 cars here, and we're gonna start watching a movie in the Chevy Malibu.
He's flying!
Okay guys, pause the movie. We're gonna watch the rest of it in the Toyota Camry. Hit play again.
What happened? You can't watch the movie. No network connection.
Who wants to go back in the Chevy Malibu?
Let's go! Peace out.
Chevrolet, the first and only car company to bring built-in 4G LTE Wi-Fi to cars, trucks, and crossovers.
This is cool. Yeah.
Time to sweat, boys. Big time. Let's get this thing right.
I have made fire!
Fat Guys in the Woods. New season starts Sunday, only on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, variable clouds with scattered thunderstorms. High 87. Chance of rain 40%. Tonight, a stray shower. Friday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 86. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Tomorrow we're live from our campsite with survivalist Creek Stewart.
What we learned about camping that could help you with your trip this summer. Wake Up with Owls at 5, and we're at 7, right from the campsite for AMHQ. We'll see you there.
Amazing video. In case you missed this before, we got to show you this again, where a truck, a big truck on its side in floodwaters. Heavy rain across Missouri creating big issues here in Excelsior Springs. This dump truck was literally swallowed up by the floodwaters.
Isn't that amazing?
And turned.
Yeah, it's just testament to what you always talk about, how it doesn't matter how big the vehicle happens to be, water is so powerful it can overcome basically anything. And then just 30 miles to the south in Kansas City, a flood warning remains in effect right now through the afternoon. Thankfully, though, we might see some relief, Jen, on Friday when the chance of rain begins to drop back.
Yeah, it doesn't go away, though, completely. So we got some issues here with too much water. We're going to show you coming up in a few minutes about getting caught in floodwaters. You know, during the day, it's bad enough. But Dave Malkoff will show us how the danger increases exponentially when the sun goes down.
Oh, so terrifying. And millions of people are going to be dealing with that problem. Hey, folks, thanks so much for staying with us for Weather Center Live. I'm meteorologist Reynolds Wolf.
And I'm Jen Carfagno. All right, so a lot of rain out there, one problem. The other problem has been some severe weather. And Reynolds, look at this hailstorm in Morrison, Colorado yesterday.
Yeah, that is just to the southwest of Denver. This video sent in to us by a viewer, Nick Rosales. Hope I said your name correctly. He did say that he was parking his truck underneath the tree because of the Weather Channel app. Gave him the heads up that rough weather was on the way, and he decided to seek shelter. Some of the hail was up to 1.25 inches. Reported across the region just yesterday. And you know what, Jen? We might see more on the way.
Yeah, so here's the thing, Reynolds, about this parking under the tree. He would be better off in a garage. Because, right, we see so often in severe weather, the winds, gusty winds, which might knock down a tree limb, and that could cause damage. So then, you know, his car doesn't get hail damage, but it could get other damage. Anyway, best spot would be in a garage if you had it here. But let's talk about the rain, because too much rain is a problem again today in Kansas and Missouri near the Kansas City metro area. Let's show you the radar, and we've got some very heavy rain now continuing to train over some of the same areas. This batch right here in central Missouri, this was over here, north and east of Kansas City. It's out of that warned area, but this is about to move in. It already has started. New flash flood warning has just been issued for Brown County in Kansas. That goes until 1:15 local time. So we've got a lot of rain to talk about, and this comes after yesterday's big deluge in this same area. The ground already completely saturated. We bring more rain on top of it here. So this particular flood warning, which includes Clinton, Platte, and Buchanan counties, this goes until 12:30. But now we've got this rain moving into the same area. So I suspect there's a chance that could be extended. This new flash flood warning right here, this goes till 1:15, but I mean, you see all this rain building in around Beatrice, and it's going to continue to track right into that area. Going farther north, South Dakota, we've got some showers out there, sort of splitting on either side of I-90 right now, but still some bouts of heavier showers. There's going to be thunderstorms later today that redevelop in this area, and there could be severe weather. So we track from eastern Wyoming back down through a good chunk of Nebraska into parts of southwestern Iowa, Kansas, northern Kansas, and then into, again, northeastern Colorado. A lot of the same setup from yesterday still in this area. So we're going to be watching for that risk of severe weather, hail, damaging winds, also the threat for tornadoes across this region again today. Lots of moisture too. So today, tomorrow, we're going to be watching for the threat of thunderstorms. And that tornado threat is a 3 on the Torcon in Wyoming and Colorado right there, and then a 3 also in Nebraska and Kansas. Reynolds.
Thanks so much, Jen. Search continues for 3 people missing since a Memorial weekend in the historic flooding in Texas. Storms and floodwaters killed at least 31 people in Texas and Oklahoma. Much of that flooding overwhelming families in their homes in the middle of the night. Others driving their cars into flooded waters. Dave Malkoff looks at what you should do if you ever find yourself caught in a flood.
Avoiding a flooded street can be a lot easier when the sun is up. It's very different when it's 3 a.m. in Dallas, Texas.
How many people did you pull out? 3. I believe 3.
This swiftwater rescue team is proving how a pitch black night just adds to the chaos of a flash flood. Take this one overpass, for example. Even an experienced tow truck driver did not see the street was flooded until he was floating away in the murky water.
What did you think when the water started rising in your tow truck?
Oh, sheesh. In the U.S., nearly 100 people die each year in flash floods. One survivor we met was Dan Wynn. That's his Lexus back there. Dan was on his way home from work.
And when we go over here and the water go up so suddenly, so fast, and it sucked me in all the way to over there.
Dan didn't know that road was flooded. It was too dark outside and it was pouring. All of a sudden, he was floating away. Dan rolled down the window, got out onto the roof, and decided to swim for his life, all while holding his cell phone above his head.
Yeah, I got my cell phone, just swim with my one hand, with my phone up, so my phone's still working.
Dan actually did the right thing. FEMA tells us if floodwaters rise around your car, get out and get to higher ground if you can. It only takes 6 inches of water to carry your car away. Luckily for Dan, this water was not moving. He got to the overpass and called for help.
And I decided to take off my shoe and swim across, and go up.
Much better to lose a pair of shoes and a fancy car than to become a statistic in a dangerous nighttime flash flood.
We've seen a lot of flooding lately, and it was record-breaking rain for the last several weeks in Texas. But this rain, Reynolds, was it enough to completely end the drought in the Lone Star State is the question.
Well, we want to talk about that subject with Weather Service International's meteorologist Dan Leonard. And Dan joins us from Andover, Massachusetts. And again, obvious question, will this make a big dent, Dan?
It already has made a big dent, Reynolds. We've seen a huge decrease in the coverage of drought conditions in the southern plains. Not only Texas, but Oklahoma and Kansas as well. We've virtually wiped out the drought at this point for most areas. Parts of the central part of the state, Lake Travis near Austin, risen 29 feet in the past month or so, and that's just unbelievable considering we wiped out this drought so quickly. Most of the reservoirs are now nearing capacity or a little bit below capacity, but this has made a huge impact, this rain in the past couple of months.
As we watch this progress, this very wet May progress, there was always sort of the thought that, yes, they need the rainfall so badly, but would there be runoff, and would it really be enough to end the drought? Because this was a 4-year drought, and this was just 4 weeks.
It's amazing how quickly we can turn things around, but we still need more. Obviously, we'd like it to come a little bit more gradually, obviously. We don't need all the flooding that associates with all the heavy rain, but the good news is that I think going forward, we'll get a more gradual rainfall over the next couple of months. I don't see any big heavy rain events going forward in the southern plains, so probably a minimal amount of flooding as we go forward, but it does look like a normal amount of rainfall this summer, which is exactly what we need. We don't need a lot more rain, but we do need a normal amount through the summer for the southern plains.
Hey, Dan, real quick, let's talk about the Northeast, because I know you're up there and you were probably dealing with some flooding over the weekend and early this week. How's the drought doing up there?
It's amazing how fast we turn things around, too. We had a really hot, dry May. I mean, close to record in a lot of cities up here. And we actually had a moderate drought over parts of New York and New England. But we've really turned things around quickly up here the past few days. cold, chilly onshore winds, a lot of rain, flash flooding. So it seems like we can't get normal weather up here in the Northeast. It's either all or nothing. We had all that record snow back in the winter. Then we switched to a hot, dry spring. And now we've got a really cool start to summer with a lot of rain. So it just seems like we're one extreme or the other up here in the Northeast.
Well, my goodness, Dan, if we can only change the fortunes out in California, my goodness, rough stuff there. Hey, Dan, we're going to talk to you later on in the show. Thanks so much for stopping by. We'll chat with you on the other side.
All right, so that'll be next hour. Of course, California, Reynolds, you mentioned, It's hard to imagine that it could get any worse, but as today's number prove, it is.
That's right. All right, and one of the state's biggest money-making crops on the ropes. That story moments away.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, variable clouds with scattered thunderstorms. High 87. Chance of rain 40%. Tonight, a stray shower or thunderstorm is possible early. Considerable cloudiness. Low 75. Friday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 86. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
One can of Bush's beans. Home style sounds good, but country style not without its charms. Brown sugar hickory? Who says no to hickory? New sweet heat? Sure. There are no rules here.
Bush's beans. What's your favorite flavor?
I'd like to put in my 15-year notice.
You're quitting?
Technically retiring, sir. With a little help from my State Farm agent, I plan to retire in 15 years.
Wow, you're totally blindsiding me here. Who's going to manage your accounts? This is a devastating blow I was not prepared for.
Take charge of your retirement. Talk to a State Farm agent today.
What's this? A box. It takes worn out things and makes them better.
It's our biggest breakthrough yet. We're taking worn-out batteries and making them into something strong. Energizer Eco Advanced, world's first long-lasting battery made with 4% recycled batteries.
As we cross a bridge known as the Mighty Mac, we find it. Something the Ojibwa call Gajige. We know it as timeless. A land that says, slow down. Listen to my stories. Hear my songs. Timeless can be as big as the sunset on a Great Lake, or as endless as the stars that watch over us. Welcome to Michigan's Upper Peninsula. Welcome to the purest of pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
Fact. Advil is not only strong, it's gentle on your body too. No wonder doctors and patients have trusted Advil for their tough pains for over 30 years. Relief doesn't get any better than this. Advil.
It's time to get your hands on a Ryobi. During Ryobi days at the Home Depot, there's new lower prices and special buys on the tools you need. Ryobi One Plus, the one system that delivers more. Available only at the Home Depot. Now get this 4-piece lithium-ion super combo kit for only $129.
I got red dirt stains on my boots and jeans. Callous fingers from my guitar strings. Wild like the wind in the tall pine trees. I got roots and I got wings.
And we took the kids to have our family picture taken with Santa Claus, and I was bigger than Santa.
There are very few pictures because I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to face it.
That was then. This is now.
I've lost 40.5 pounds on Nutrisystem.
I'm Michelle, and I lost 41 pounds.
Lose weight fast with Nutrisystem's Fast 5 Plus Kit.
I looked and thought, I can do this. It's working.
Lose 5 pounds in your first week, plus 1 inch off your waist, or your money back, guaranteed.
And when I looked down at that scale and I realized how much I had lost, I was through the roof.
Order your 28-day Nutrisystem plan and get 28 days of great tasting meals. That's 4 weeks of delicious food, perfectly portioned, ready in minutes, and delivered right to your door.
They cook better than I do, so it's a win-win for me.
I can get dessert, I get cookies and cake, and I lost weight.
That's why it's America's #1 home delivery diet. Nutrisystem. Millions of people have lost weight with it. You can too.
Well, I wear jeans that I probably couldn't have even fit in high school.
I've lost 41 pounds. He's lost 32 pounds. So together, what is it? 73, right?
Call or click right now and order your 28-day Nutrisystem plan, including Fast 5 Plus. Get 1 week of specially selected meals, plus 1 week of energizing shakes to rev your metabolism free, and 1 week of Craving Crusher shakes to crush those cravings free. Plus, call now and your shipping is free. Act fast and get the all-new NutriCurb free. Introducing NutriCurb, a great way to control your appetite while you lose weight. NutriCurb works with your body's own appetite control mechanism to delay hunger signals to your brain. So, instead of just feeling full, with NutriCurb, you feel less hungry in the first place.
I tell everybody it's Nutrisystem and it's easy and you can do it.
That's right. Call within the next 5 minutes and get free energizing shakes, free Craving Crusher shakes, free shipping, and a free supply of NutriCurb to control your hunger.
Call now, 877-939-THIN, and lose your first 5 pounds fast.
Okay, so check this out. If you were camping and everything was wet around you, did you know that you could use corn chips to start an edible bonfire? Yeah, that's right, edible bonfire. Brought to you by, well, that great shot that you see right there. What do you think, Jen? Thoughts, comments?
Yeah, it's very interesting. It makes me wonder what exactly is in those corn chips. But this is one of the survival tips that Jim Cantori and Sam Champion will learn on a special AMHQ. Join us at 7 a.m. Eastern tomorrow live. It is Jim and Sam in the woods with survival expert Creek Stewart.
My goodness,
Are they
edible
gonna have
bonfires.
to eat like worms and bugs and stuff too?
I don't know.
That's what he does, right?
I think that's part of the thing. I'll tell you something that sounds better than that. Would be almonds. And California's almond crop is a $4 billion a year blockbuster. It's actually getting bigger. So much of the farmland is devoted to almonds, almost doubling in the last 20 years.
So a concern is that almond trees are among the thirstiest plants on a farm.
Yeah.
They need a lot of water, and lack of water has been a huge story in California. So the new drought numbers are in, and we are at 47% with exceptional drought. That continues to grow. I mean, we did get a little rain in the month of May, but it didn't help at all with the drought.
It's amazing. You see the big area, the big rough area all the way from, say, parts of the Sierra to the San Joaquin Valley into the Central Coast. It's rough, and it's making it very tough for a lot of people.
Including the almond farmers.
Exactly. NBC's Hallie Jackson has the story.
Business has never been better for Tom Rogers.
Farmers are not foolish people. I mean, you go where the money is.
And these are mini money makers, almonds on the farm his family's owned nearly a century. Every acre now devoted to irrigating and growing them at a time when the state's struggling through an unprecedented drought. Producing a single nut takes a gallon of water. That's more than, say, strawberries, but it's far less than a steak. Yet it's almonds getting all the attention.
I gladly tell people I'm evil incarnate because I grow almonds.
You're the villain in this drought story.
Yes, we are. And it's a shame because we are not the villain. We feed a hungry world.
California grows 80% of the world's almonds, which are getting more popular in other countries and more profitable here, which is why more farmers are replacing crops like cotton with orchards.
It's a stark comparison of the past versus what was envisioned as the future, which is almonds.
Dr. Dave Goldhammer shows us what's happening in the Central Valley is happening all over California. In the last decade, as farmers doubled the amount of almonds they produced, the amount of money they made tripled.
Thousands of acres of this stuff.
You sound bothered by that.
Well, it requires, where's the water?
Right now, it's mostly coming from underground aquifers, but that supply won't sustain these farms forever.
It has to be a balance between letting the market dictate what happens and doing what's best for all of society, not just for almond growers.
Growers like Tom Rogers, who says he's putting his profits into new irrigation technology to use less water, hoping to make every drop count so farmers seeing green can keep it that way. Hallie Jackson, NBC News, Madera, California.
It's interesting. I'm definitely a fan of the almonds, right? I mean,
absolutely.
You look at this drought monitor, Reynolds. We're in the dry season now.
Absolutely.
And it's hard to see what's going to change this.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how this pans out. Where the places where you have, of course, the darker colors, that's where you have the biggest issues with the drought. You think from rain, you go to the potential wildfires. I mean, certainly some dangerous things.
And we're getting into wildfire season
very much
soon.
So.
And they did get a little bit of rain in May. And in the latest drought monitor, actually in the discussion, talked about how all that really did was help green things up, help some stuff to grow, and that could end up being fuel later in the season for wildfires.
Absolutely dangerous times there. And also with the vegetation that dies out, you've got more of a threat in terms of the fires than the mudslides. So it all comes together. All right, folks, Hurricane Blanca remains a huge threat in parts of the eastern Pacific right now.
Now coming up, we've got the latest forecast here. The new advisory is in with the numbers on Blanca. Plus, if it will pose a threat to the coast of Baja California, Cabo San Lucas. I know visitors there are certainly concerned about it. We'll have that coming up.
One of the most amazing things about a thunderstorm you can get is hail. How do you get pea-size, golf ball size, or even soccer ball size hail? We'll tell you about it coming up.
When you're living with diabetes, steady is exciting. Only Glucerna has Carb Steady, clinically proven to help minimize blood sugar spikes, so you stay steady ahead.
Every backyard comes together around a grill and Kingsford charcoal. Gather round.
Where you get your weather matters.
This is a large and dangerous tornado.
That's why we get real local the moment you need it.
We are live in Oklahoma, Arkansas, Mississippi, Florida.
Real accurate.
This is round one of the severe storms that are coming through.
From real experts on the ground.
That is a gust front for you right there in Dusty, Texas. Wow.
Where you get your weather matters.
This is basically what makes the Weather Channel
Keep the Weather Channel on.
Here at the Weather Channel.
The Weather Channel is out in full force today.
Only the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, variable clouds with scattered thunderstorms. High 87. Chance of rain 40%. Tonight, a stray shower. Friday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 86. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Lowe's presents How to Plan for the Future.
Happy Valentine's Day. Happy birthday. Sorry I forgot our anniversary. Happy Mother's Day.
Now get 2 Majesty Palms for only $16 at Lowe's.
Stand down. What are their names? You got Charlie. Here is Delta. This one's called Blue. She's the beta.
Who's the alpha?
You're looking at him, kid.
Rated PG-13. Seems we've hit a roadblock.
That reminds me. Anyone have occasional constipation, diarrhea, gas, bloating?
Yes.
1 Phillips Colon Health probiotic cap each day helps defend against occasional digestive issues with 3 types of good bacteria.
Live the regular life. Phillips.
Routine. It's a hard thing to break. Day in, day out. From point A to B and back again. There's a difference between being alive and living. For those who can't imagine life without 2 wheels, Allstate offers a genuine parts guarantee that promises to fix your bike with original parts. Talk to an Allstate agent about all the things they do to keep riders riding.
To get 1 free and $500 toward activities, shopping, and dining. That's Virgin Islands nice.
This is Celine and David, trying to make new couple friends. This is the scent of vanilla, calming her nerves. Then melon, reminding Celine to tell that funny story from last summer. Now white flowers, making her realize she likes this couple, both of them. New Airwick Life Scents and Summer Delights, the first constantly changing fragrance that acts like real life and says stay a while. This is Celine, on a roll. Airwick, home is in the air.
Attention structured settlement recipients. Are you receiving future payments from a settled lawsuit? Do you receive annuity payments spread out over a long period of time? Turn those payments into a large lump sum of money. Call CBC Settlement Funding now. If you qualify, you could be eligible for an immediate $1,000 fast track advance. Call CBC now to discuss your free, no obligation options.
Call 1-800-215-8787. That's 1-800-215-8787.
Fat Guys in the Woods. New season starts Sunday on the Weather Channel.
All right, the world keeps spinning. Let's take a look at the tropics right now. And we have got Hurricane Blanca and Tropical Storm Andres this time.
That's right. We lined them up out here in the Eastern Pacific. Yep. So Andres, tropical storm, continuing to weaken, going to become extra tropical later today.
Absolutely. We're watching Blanca and then this area to watch area of convection. This has really been a hotbed, the Eastern Pacific, over the last couple of days. Began with Hurricane Blanca.
Two majors. I mean, Andres was a major. This was a major. It's not. New advisory and brings the winds down to 110, so not quite. 111 would bring it up to major status.
Exactly. Now 465 miles south of Manzanillo at this point. The direction's moving northwest at 3, so even though it is weakening, it is starting to kick up a little bit of intensity in terms of its speed. It was
finally, and that's probably why it weakened somewhat. It was just sitting in the same area for so long, probably upwelled, a little cooler water, and a little dry air out there too. I noticed that it was starting to get entrained in.
Absolutely. Farther north it goes, is going to enter areas where you have slightly cooler water, then much colder water when you go to the Baja, and notice how it's the decrease in power, especially as we get into Monday and Tuesday, Jan.
All right, so concerns, of course, here. I know anyone in Cabo San Lucas, and anyone who's been there before, certainly November, when we had Odile, is worried about what might happen as this gets closer. So it is possible that we'll get some heavy rain or tropical storm force winds. It's expected to weaken and not make a direct impact. And so that weakening trend as it approaches is key, Reynolds, for Cabo San Lucas.
No question about it, folks. So be careful up there. It could be very interesting over the next several days. And for the latest information, keep it here. Not only are we talking this, we're talking about hail.
Yeah, again today we could see some hail. It's one of the most amazing features of a severe thunderstorm, right? How does it form? That's even more interesting.
And it falls in all kinds of shapes, all kinds of sizes, like this hail in Tennessee earlier this week. Amazing.
All right, so storm tracker Jim Cantori is going to take us inside a thunderstorm to show us what it takes to generate different sizes of hail like this.
And when we think of winds, we think about what comes at our face and what blows in the horizontal. But this will be a vertical wind, what we call an updraft that supports, helps to grow this hail and can produce hail anywhere from pea size to softball size to even bigger hail than that. We're going to show you that in just a moment. Of course, when you think of hail, it doesn't get a lot of attention, right? Tornadoes get most of the attention when you're talking about big thunderstorms, but hail can cause billions of dollars worth of damage. All right, what does it take in terms of updraft strength to produce pea-size hail, which of course is the smallest hail we typically get here to hit the ground? Well, about 35 miles per hour. That wind will be blowing 35 miles per hour. Suspend those super cool water droplets. They'll start to coalesce, and voila, we've got ourselves ice. They can grow bigger than that. Quarter-size hail, 49 mile per hour updraft. Now we're getting up there in terms of the speed. Let's say those quarters are still there and the updraft increases in strength. You can actually grow that hail to become as big as golf ball size. Absolutely, golf ball size hail. Stones that big. And once you get that big, you've got big problems on your hand, because golf balls can cause damage to roofs, to cars, even the sides of buildings. These come out of the cloud at over 100 miles an hour on average. And when they come down just a little bit off of the vertical, you're talking about something that bangs into the side of buildings. Looks like somebody opened up an AK-47. Stones can continue to grow as long as the updraft strength is strong. Baseball size hail. Winds 81 miles per hour to help support this. And remember, the stones don't go up and down in the whole thunderstorm. They just kind of sit there. They float. There's all this super cool water droplets that exist with temperatures below 32 degrees, which is where these stones are, and they just continue to add to this. Sometimes you get different size stones that bang together, and and you get one big jagged stone. Well, we can get bigger hail than baseball. Teacup size hail, 3 inches in diameter, takes 85-mile-per-hour winds. And if you're going 85 on the interstate, what does that mean? You're probably getting a ticket. Stones can get bigger than teacups. They can get to softball size. You're talking about 4.5-inch diameter hail. It takes a 103-mile-per-hour updraft to suspend a 4.5-inch diameter hailstone. And if it comes down, it's going to cause damage to anything that it hits. The biggest hailstone that we've ever seen in the history of the United States, that at least has been officially measured, was in Vivian, South Dakota on July 23rd, 2010. This thing was huge. 8 inches across, 18.62 inches in diameter. It weighed nearly 2 pounds. And to give you a size comparison, it's almost as big as a soccer ball. I mean, look at the size of this thing. So if I put it was about as big as that hailstone. Could you imagine being outside without a helmet in this?
No. Yeah. No. All right, so hail is part of our severe weather threat today across the plains.
That's right. Plus, we're going to take a look at who's spotting and who's going to deal with more strong storms. Not just today, but into the weekend. We're back in 60 seconds. Sit tight.
Currently in our area, 82 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, variable clouds with scattered thunderstorms. High 87. Chance of rain 40%. Tonight, a stray shower or thunderstorm is possible early. Considerable cloudiness. Low 75. Friday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 86. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.